Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that you're doing well whenever and wherever you are when you hear this recording. And I hope that you are allowing yourself to reach a new balance and a new sense of harmony in your life as we're sliding on in pretty quickly into the solar sign of Libra, which is a sign of balance, sign of harmony. It's a sign of the scales. You want the scales to always tip in your favor or be balanced. Either way is good. But right now we're sliding on in as well to the equinox, which means equal night, but in reality, during the equinox, the fall equinox, that is literally marks the beginning of autumn in the northern hemisphere and officially marks the beginning of spring here in Ecuador, which is a word that also means equator, balance, equal. So I'm in a good place right now as far as at least being in the energy of balance. What's not balanced, however, for all of us is that the new solar flare that's been on its way to us for about a week just hit Earth. You might be aware of it. You might be feeling it. And between that and sliding into Libra and with the equinox, I've heard from a few places that that's going to bring us a lot of revelations about ourselves and our lives, and we're going to see everything from a higher perspective really, really quickly, which is good. It's good. You know, whereas you saw everything from the perspective of being human and being in the 3D world, now we're up in the 5D world, and we're also reaching up high into the 7th and 9th dimensions for information, at least on a subconscious or, you know, on a higher planed spiritual level. As we reach up to those energies and we look back down to where we are and where we have been, it reveals to us a lot more about our current experience. We've gone beyond the human experience, and we're also sliding on into the divine human experience. It's a much loftier perspective, no? So I came across someone today. Her channel on YouTube is called Yolanda Marie, which I'm thinking is her name. She had some interesting things to say about the new Ascension symptoms, what you can expect starting from today for the next week or so. It's what what the energy has been coming to her, and what the Arcturian Council has been saying to her. She is according to her, she said she's a Blu-ray Arcturian telepathic channel. I don't know if that means Blu-ray. I mean, someone told me I'm on the Emerald Ray. I believe that. Green is my favorite color, but turquoise too. Turquoise and green are my favorite colors, but so I think I'm on the Emerald Ray. I must be, because that's what I relate to the most, that vibe, that high heart energy, but that between that and blue. But being a writer, chakras, for writers is the throat chakra, the color blue, which is kind of also turquoise. I even have turquoise in my aura. I had years ago, my aura picture taken, and I had a lot of turquoise energy. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, but I listened to her video today, and it was really good. And before it started, I was thinking that I've been feeling a quickening energy inside of me. Like I'm in a process of emergence. I'm emerging into my divine blueprint, my divine human self. And I've been feeling this energy of like just quickening. Everything is going, and it's going faster, more rapid. I feel my 12th chakra opening up. I was told today that, and this is a fun revelation already happened for me today, is that if we ask, and check it out, we have to ask for our 12th chakra to be opened. And if we don't ask, it's not going to happen. So if you're ready and you already have your 11th chakra open, you have to go in order. Your 11th is the one below your feet that connects you to everyone. Once you love everyone on earth, then you're probably, and you feel at one with everybody on earth and everybody, period, in the cosmos and whatever, then you're ready to open your 12th chakra, but you have to ask. And when you ask, it does not open right away. It doesn't open up in one day. It opens up as you are ready to receive it. So it'll be in little increments, like a little percentage. Like for me, it's like 6% every day. It goes up by 6% when I check it using muscle testing. So I'm up to like 24% open. I don't know if you guys remember that super old commercial from the 1980s. It's like the day after Christmas sale or the day after Thanksgiving sale, and this one woman camps out overnight in front of Mervyn's. I don't know if it's even available as a department store anymore in the U.S., but used to be. My cousins used to shop there all the time. It's a super cute store. I mean, the clothes were always really cute. Every time I went, I could never find anything that fit me. It was just not for me, not a good store to shop, but my cousins always looked so super adorable. So I was like, oh, I love your clothes. You look so cute. But so I was like, I always liked the idea of Mervyn's. You know, it was like kind of a fashion style house back in the 80s. And this woman is like, she wants to shop for her kids, and it's like her time away from her boys. Her husband's staying home with the boys while she goes on that shopping spree. And she's like the first person in line, and she has her face pressed up against the window, and she has her hands on the window, and she's like hitting the window with her hands, and she's going, open, 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 open. And I keep thinking about this commercial. Like her nose is pressed up against the glass like a little kid. And she was like such an adorable actress. And she was just like, open, open, open. And I keep getting that energy, that feeling. And I keep thinking about my 12th chakra. I'm like, open, 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 open. I keep saying this to my 12th chakra, please open. It's so crazy. I'm just like, I really, really, really want. But I feel like, but I notice that every time it opens a little bit more, I can feel it. And it's like, whoosh. It's like, you know how sometimes someone might send you Reiki and it feels like someone's, pouring a little glass of water on you. Well, I feel like I'm standing under frickin' Niagara Falls, and it's like every day I feel like all of a sudden, whoosh, and I have this energy, and it's just like overwhelming. And I'm like, that's 6% of my 12th chakra. Oh my God. If it all opened at once, it probably knocked me out for days. It's a lot of energy, but I feel like I'm getting a loftier, higher perspective, and I feel this quickening energy now. And I feel like it's like, yeah, I'm on the verge of getting everything I ever wanted in my life, period. And I'm totally calm about it, Now I still like sometimes slide back down. A couple things have happened in the past few days that made me feel like it's like remnants of the old energy. And these things keep it's almost like the fire is lapping at my heels. The fires of hell are lapping at my heels and trying to catch my shoes on fire. But all I need to do is step into my light, and then that's gone. Take one step over and I'm good. But there's this quickening energy. I can't express that in another way. I really just can't. But it is like a quickening energy. It feels like my cells are vibrating at a higher rate. Things are going faster. The atoms and molecules in my body is like zzz, like you're revving up. It's going faster, faster, faster. It's quickening. And as that happens, my spiritual growth and my ideas and levels of understanding of me and my life and everyone around me, the earth, the cosmos, the universe, the dimensions, the fabric of space-time, just the basic mechanics of how the universe works from all the different dimensions. It's all like suddenly like, oh, huh. And I just understand it all more. I don't understand it all, but I just understand it all a little more. Just a little bit more. But every day, like for the past 3-4 days, it's like, oh yeah, okay, now I feel there's a different vibe, and it's a higher vibe, and I'm feeling better. And I started to realize that some of the people in my life had all of their chakras opened. Grandma Marion, for example. A lot of the things that she saw and experienced and felt and went through, I don't know if she was aware of it, she probably was. And I feel like when you can make things happen almost as if by magic, it's because that 12th chakra is open. I told you guys about my friend who can light a candle from a couple of rooms away using her mind. She's got hereditary magic, and I realized today, oh, well, she's got her 12th chakra open. Like, I mean, with my mind, I've been able, with a flame that's already in existence, I can make it shorter or taller with my mind. I've got fire magic. And I've been able to use my fire magic to heat up my body when I was cold. And sometimes it just happens automatically. I always feel more comfortable when I have a fire going. Like I had one of those gel fuel fireplaces. You just hang it on the wall and you light the alcohol gel fuel, and it doesn't leave a residue in the environment. It burns pure and clean. So there's no outgassing. There's nothing that's going to hurt you. I mean, these fireplaces, you could get them for $60 on Amazon, and the gel fuel is like $130 a case. It's like double the cost of the actual fireplace. And you hang it on the wall like a piece of art. And you just have then you light your fire, and you can just do 1 can if it's not cold, 3 cans, so like a full-blown fire. It'll last about 4 hours. It's like $12 for a 4-hour fire. It's like $3 an hour. So it's not exactly, it's one of those things that you do just because you want to feel emotionally comfortable. It doesn't really heat your house. In the winter, I tried in Detroit. In the winter, it didn't heat my house. It just made me feel a little bit more emotionally comfortable. Like I'm not going to freeze to death in my house. I was using electric heat, and then when the electricity went out, I thought, oh, we're goners now for sure. We're not going to survive but luckily there, it only lasted a couple hours when the power went out. But I've heard of people that have magic and the different things that they're doing with it. And it's like, well, I want that too. And I don't know what's blocking me. Is it me? Is it my mind? Is it this? Is it that? And it dawned on me, I need my 12th chakra opened. That's all. And in order to open up your higher level chakras, you've got to unblock a lot of crap. You got to unpack some of that old baggage and sort through the commotion that is your past. You got to get rid of the hectic energy and the chaotic things that you went past, that your experiences that left you shook. The things that rattled your cage, as it were. You got to move through all those things, and I finally did. I finally was like, whew, forgiveness all around, and I love everybody, and Just because you love people and you forgive them doesn't mean you got to invite them to your house. They don't get to come to your birthday parties or your wedding or whatever. But yeah, it's just this quickening energy though, and I've been feeling it more and more and more. And the more I open that 12th chakra, just a little bit here, a little bit there, it's starting to go. It's starting to flow a little bit. I don't know. A week from now, it should be half open. I'm so excited about that. About 2-3 weeks from now, I'm going to be like, okay, all right. I'm going to start magicking up my licorice. Keto schmito, screw the diet. I need red licorice. I got to learn how to do all of that. So I think that we're going to end up going through some stuff that is going to blow our freaking minds. All of us, we're getting ready. And every time that our world gets just 2% better and we lighten up, we lighten our load and we become more enlightened, we just keep getting more and more lit up. It's pretty crazy stuff. So I want to tell you guys about Yolanda Marie and what she had to say for us. I mean, Saturn has gone direct. Our solar flare just hit. The equinox is coming on Monday. It's like there's been this nonstop parade of celestial events. We were just passed by this huge freaking bolide that could have collided with Earth and ended everything, but it didn't. And NASA missed it. They didn't even know it was coming until it was like right next to Earth, and they're like, oh my God, that could have killed us all. Ooh. Thanks for the near hit. It's not a near hit, it's a near miss. It's a near miss. No, is that right? I might be saying this wrong. If it's a near miss, it's actually a hit. It was actually a near hit. George Carlin. All right. So this is the deal. What Yolanda Marie was able to see, and I can't tell you that all of her stuff is 100% true, and she said something that made me go, well, I'm not really certain that's true, but then she really explained it, and she still sounds like she's 100% okay. But again, I'm just taking everyone and everything and what everyone says with a grain of salt, because you know, the channeling is only as good as the channel is clear and open, right? So we're doing our best, but use your spiritual discernment, even with me, with everybody, you know, just always keep that, you know, detector on. So, all right, what she said was, we're going to, number one, we're going to start in the next week. We might notice that we're forgetting things. Like we're forgetting things that we don't need to know anymore, which is weird. I've started to kind of realize that that's happening, but I don't know what I'm forgetting because I forgot. Not just because I'm getting older or because I'm a pothead. It's not that, and I don't know why, but I've noticed that there's some things I'm just forgetting. Like I'm forgetting the energy of the lower vibrational feelings and emotions. Like I know that they occurred and that it happened, but I'm kind of forgetting what it felt like, and I'm okay with that. So, forgetting things, she said that things are suddenly different. You're going to start noticing that suddenly everything feels different, and you can't quite put a finger on it, but it's just different. It's somehow different. Things are different. The energy is different. And it's almost like everything is suddenly in our world being rewritten. And when she said that, what I was thinking of is that we're probably going to be having soon that expanded viewpoint. right? So this expanded viewpoint is literally what I was just talking about a few minutes ago, like that like being way up there in a higher vibrational dimension, with your mind being the observer of who you are from a way higher, loftier perspective. Instead of thinking I'm a human at the human level in the 3D world, and I'm like it's almost like when you're human and you're just in the thick of it in the 3D level, and you're not attached to the divine self that you are. It seems like you're viewing life from your eyes straight out, but now I'm feeling like I'm observing my life from 10 or 12 feet above my head, looking down and looking at also purveying and looking all the way over everything, like I'm seeing like the neighborhood or the city. And my perspective is like from that kind of a level. I don't know how to explain it other than that's it's so hard. It's so hard to explain it 100%, but it's definitely, oh my God, I'm saying this and I looked, and on my Google Chromecast, there's a picture of, I don't know, it looks like something off the East Coast. You know, it's like the ocean, but I'm looking at the clouds, and I just saw an Arcturian ship with an Arcturian looking out. And they cloak themselves so well, they just look like clouds, and unless you really notice to look for seams of a rectangular shaped craft, you're not going to notice it. I just noticed it, and I saw two of them. So weird. It took me like 3 days to figure it out. I felt it there. I took pictures outside my window a couple months ago, and I was like, there's something there. And I'm looking at every section of that picture just for 15, 20 minutes for each little section. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, there's a line, there's a seam, and there's a color change in the clouds. And then I like zoomed back out and I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God, it's a triangle, it's a rectangle. And then I'm like, there's something more to it. And I noticed that the clouds are shaped like an alien's head. And it was smiling. And I'm like, oh, that was weird. And then I noticed that there was another one in the same picture. And it's also the same thing. I'm like, oh, all right, this is too weird. And I've taken many pictures of them now. And if you don't know to look for them, you'll never see them. You'll never see them. And I couldn't see them when I was looking straight at them. I felt them there, and I couldn't see them. And I had to take the picture, and it took me days to find them in the picture. And I'm like, they're so hard to see. They're very well cloaked. But they're ninth dimensional beings, but I think that's part of it too. It's like I'm stretching up, and now I'm able to see a ninth dimensional being. And I don't think that most people can see them. And I pointed it out to people, some of this stuff in my pictures, and they don't see it. They're just like, I just see clouds. Oh, that one looks like a flower. Oh, hey, maybe that's Winnie the Pooh. You know, like no one is seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm like, why not? But I don't know. Keep opening those chakras, guys. I want you all to see the things that I'm seeing. I mean, maybe when you just take so much acid, when you drop too much LSD, suddenly you're seeing things forever, whether you're high or not from now on. But okay, so the first thing she said, you're going to start forgetting things. The second thing she said, your body is going to start to respond to stressors more rapidly. And what she was discussing was when you're in the presence of an energy, whether it's a person or a place or a food, and if it's not going to resonate with your energy, you're just going to have like almost like a gut punch sort of feeling. And you're going to know it immediately. The vibration is going to be off and weird, and your body will just boom react right now to that negative and weird energy. She said that a lot of people are going to start to get more visions and more messages from spirit, and it's going to be just more like coming really fast and furious, like light codes, downloads, upgrades. You know, she said light codes, but I'm thinking, yeah, the downloads, the upgrades, the whole 9 yards of all of this. Our DNA is going to be just evolving. If we've already gotten the 12 or 13 strands connected, it's going to start to evolve really quick. So what I feel like it is more rapid now. I'm quickening myself, and I feel like everything is just like boom, boom, boom. It's like going so fast. And what she was saying is that you can hold more light as you integrate more of the downloads and the light codes. And I think this is true too. And as you are able to let go of more stuff, it's going to come faster and faster and faster. And that is what I've been feeling, exactly the same thing. It's absolutely true. So number 3, she said, you're going to feel tired and rest will be needed, but at the same time, you feel like you're compelled to keep working, and you're going to be creating you're going to be creating more things, more maybe more art, more music, more poetry, more writing. You want to create more in your life suddenly, and you're going to have the energy of moving forward. You have to keep moving forward, and you have to be strong about it. And I've been feeling that energy as well in the past, like 24 to 48 hours for sure. And you're just compelled to keep working, keep going, keep flowing, balance and flow energy. And I've been feeling the flow energy. I've been feeling it more and more. I feel like sometimes I still get a little bit stuck or dragged down by things that people say, things that people do, energies of certain things. And then all of a sudden, I take a deep breath and I start to focus on my 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th chakras. And all of a sudden I'm just in the flow again, and I'm okay. It's just okay. I get down that my best friend died, and then I think, well, she's in a good place. She's all right. And she did give me a message. I know she's okay. You know, last week when I went to the store and I saw "It's never too late" on a sleeve, brought tears to my eyes. Because that was her, she always told me that. There's never too late to have a happy childhood. And said right there on the sleeve, it's never too late. And then I turned around and right next to it was a shirt that said 1957, which is the year my husband was born. And when I saw those two together, my husband, who died 9 years ago, his spirit told me, don't worry, I met Amber at the gate. And well, good. And he said, she's fine. She's okay. Like, all right, thank God. And then I didn't worry. And I was, I get bummed because I can't just call her and ask her about stuff. There's so much I want to just call and ask her, like, hey, I have this question on astrology or whatever, and she was the best in the world as far as astrology is concerned. And I just couldn't, it's no way I would ever begin to have a tenth of her knowledge in that level. So I miss a lot of things about her actually, but I like start to get bummed about it, and then I feel like, well, she's okay. And I'm kind of relieved that she's no longer suffering. She's no longer an alcoholic. She's no longer breathing with one lung because she had cancer and lost a lung. And now she could think again because she's more mentally clear because she doesn't have brain cancer anymore. And, so it's like some things like that, like, all right, yeah, all right. And then I just think, well, that's more room now for me to withdraw my energy from that connection and that link. I could withdraw my energy from that. I'm gathering unto myself more. And it's more of an impetus for me to keep going. I know I'm going to see her again someday and we'll talk and reconnect again. But I don't need to be connected to that anymore. That energy of the friendship that I put so much love and devotion into for 33 years. I don't, because she's gone now. So I don't know, so I've been feeling these energies as well, but that energy of keep going, keep creating, keep working, keep moving forward, balance and flow energy. And I feel like I'm more in the flow. And you have to learn how to lean into your flow energy, and you have to integrate your creativeness, your flow, but you also need to rest. You have to know when the balance is. And I haven't felt like that. I've been up all night, every night for 3 or 4 days. Just can't sleep. I did go to bed earlier than normal. This morning I went to bed at 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. or 7:30, something like that, instead of 9:30. Just so much, what is that called? Insomnia. But it's just I can't sleep have anxiety, and I don't know if it's anxiety or anticipatory energy. Like I'm anticipating the future, and I keep feeling like my house is like, today it's one more day. I'm one more day closer to my house. You know, I've gone out and like a couple weeks ago, well, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I bought a bathing suit. Last week, I bought a beach cover up that I'm going to put on after I get out of my pool. I'm like putting the cart before the horse, but I'm really planning it. So I know it's going to happen. I just feel it. I even saw myself having ladies' luncheons there, having like a group of female friends that I know here in Cuenca that are writers, where we all get together, you know, like a women's writers group where we bring our laptops and we sit next to the pool and we write for an hour and eat together and maybe go swimming before lunch or whatever. It's like I keep seeing that like that kind of a thing is going to happen in my house. And I'm going to suddenly be in the flow and in the energy of inviting people over and being open with my life. Whereas I've been very closed with my life for the past 3 years. 3 or 4 years. It's very weird. I just feel this flow energy, and I think this is true. I think she's right about that. But sense of urgency was the 4th one. She says that we have to hold a huge amount of light right now, and that's a sense of energy, of urgency. Like, we have to do this now, and it's like the rest, right? You know, and it's just like giving birth, you know, it's like that final like push to birth our new world. She says that we have to start living outside, or we're realizing now that we're living outside of karmic cycles and outside of our karma. And I've been really noticing that. I've been very, very aware of that. And, you know, when people just randomly go, oh, maybe we should get together. You're lonely, I'm lonely. No, that's not how it works for me. I'm not about to start a brand new karmic relationship with you. I have absolutely zero interest in starting a karmic relationship. I'm waiting for my twin. My twin is, I don't have karma with him. We've never had a lifetime together here. And same thing with you guys. Like if you are with your twin, you didn't have anything with them before. So there is no karma. There's no debts to be settled. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just a pure free flow form of energy. And so I'm waiting for my one true love, which is my twin. I can't wait to get back together with them on Earth. Your first life usually is with your twin, and your last life is with your twin, and all the lifetimes in between are a bunch of karmic, working out a bunch of karma. My near twin and I did not have any karma. In fact, he called me a few days ago, and he was just like, I have so many regrets. I regret that we didn't stay together. I regret that we didn't. There's a lot of things I regret, honestly. In fact, he heard a song named Regrets. And it was in a movie, and he looked it up, and he's like, oh my God, the words, the lyrics. He's like, I want you to listen to the song, and you're going to understand what I mean. And I did. I listened to it, and I was like, yeah, I do. I get that. He's my near twin flame, and we were almost kind of a couple, and like the other day he called, and he was so hesitant to say I love you before he go, I love you, but I mean as a friend only. I don't want a relationship right now. Like he was so scared, and like the other day he told me like 5 or 6 times during the conversation how much he loves me, and he didn't qualify that. He just let it be what it is. You know, I see people that are not aware of what they are. He wasn't aware that he was my near twin. He wasn't aware of it. But I see that he's growing as a person. And I'm so happy to see that. Like, I'm growing as a person, and it's amazing. We all are. And it feels so freaking freeing, especially when we get into the flow. But we're now having this sense of urgency, according to Yolanda Marie. And she was saying that that was like that. And then the 5th thing was we're going to have a strong desire to be in our power. And a lot of us are going to start to be extremely busy with our support people, our otherworldly support people, our support team. Like, we're going to be doing a lot of dream time work, a lot of stuff in the astral, which is funny. She said this today, because yesterday I did a whole episode on dream magic, working on yourself in the astral world, using your elements and your magic power. And this was directly from Divine. And then today, this is what she said. And I'm like, yeah, I like how we're talking about similar things. And she said that the angels, you're going to be working with the angels a lot. Another thing I said yesterday. And 6, she said, we're going to be learning a little bit more about what our personal true sovereignty means. Now, I thought that was weird too, because I think I was talking about this last week. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. I was thinking it a lot. If I didn't say it on the show, I can't remember. But sovereignty, being solvent, like financially, being free in every possible way. Having enough money to live, having enough money to travel, having enough money to just sit at home and do your hobbies if that's what you want. Having enough money to have a dog or a cat or a menagerie of animals, or being able to pay your $1,500 to keep a horse. Horses cost a lot of money. But just feeling sovereign. I've got my land and my horse and my electric vehicle or whatever it is that you want, I got my high-rise penthouse apartment, whatever it is that you want. But we're learning, what does sovereignty really mean? Like, we're coming into our own power, And she says it's going to be a whole lot easier, and there's going to be this higher, loftier perspective, which is another thing that I have been this whole time talking about. On and off, I've mentioned this in different ways, but she said that our energy is going to be coming faster than before, more rapidly, just rapid fire energy. And we're going to have a lot of rapid fire energy shifts. And what the Arcturians told her to tell us is that we shouldn't push against this energy as it comes. We should not resist it, because it's just going to cause a lot more heartache and pain, and it's just going to take us longer to get to where we want to be, to get to where we want to go. So we have to ask our higher self and our higher guidance and our spiritual support team. I'm saying the higher guidance and spiritual support team. She didn't say those words. And she said we have to start asking our higher self to help. And we also need to ask for clarity, and I'm saying we need to have discernment. Always ask for clarity and discernment. I learned a lesson in the past 48 hours in which I used my pendulum. I have a pendulum that's 2 different ones, and they're rocks for 2 different types of questions. One is for like personal and romance, and the other one is for like financial and business and career, and if I could trust somebody and whatever. And I kept getting conflictual information. I realized, I got to clean it. Duh. So based on bad information, I took an action that I regret now a little bit. I'm over it. I regretted it for like 10 minutes. But if this had happened 6 years ago, I would have regretted it for like a week. So, but anyway, so I am growing. That's cool. Anyway, don't forget, unless you have selenite, which will melt in water, but if you have crystals that you've been working with or sleeping with, clear them out. Run them underwater for 30 seconds or to a minute, up to a minute. Sage them. Clear out your energy, things that hold energy. Organite, if you have organite, you've got to wash it off for like a minute. Run it underwater once a week, because it'll absorb all the negative energy in your space, and then it'll put right back into your energy. It'll, so it sucks up negative energy, but also will release it a week later if you don't clean it underwater. So we are on the Ascension Symptom Scale 97 today. We were at 96 yesterday, so we've gone up 1. And Schumann resonance was really interesting at disclosurenews.it. They were so excited by the 3rd report that it was in Italian. I love when they do that. It's hilarious. So at 9 a.m. it says, after a period of calm lasting several hours, at midnight a new cycle of movements began. Peaks remained moderate around 15 hertz for 4 hours, and then at 5 a.m. UTC, it started a very strong activity which in about 2 hours led to a massive peak at 95 hertz. We haven't seen these numbers in Italy in a long time. At 10:30 report, an hour and a half later, says we're getting close to 100 hertz, 98 at 10 UTC. And then the 1700 evening report was all in Italian. So it said there was a maximum expression, massima espressione, circa like 9 ore, like around 9 o'clock, the hour of 9. And then it just says, I'm trying to read this, and I'm trying to translate into English here. And my Italian's a little rusty, but basically at the hour of 6, there was a 60 hertz frequency. From 6 to 12, it was 60 hertz, and then 40 hertz from around, I think, 6. And then actually it says, attualmente I valori sono tornati nella normalita. All right, so after a while it turned back to normal. But then they had, at 10:20 UTC time, 99 hertz, sono stati raggiunti. Okay, so basically they had 99 hertz. I'm sorry if you're Italian and I just totally fudged that. But anyway, so yes, they had 99 hertz at 10:20 in the morning. So for Italy, that's like pretty something. That's not... They haven't had these kind. I could see why they just slipped into Italian. They were so excited. I love that. I freaking love that. All right, so going over to the heartmath.org website, starting off at California, 120 hertz frequency at midnight is a Schumann resonance there, and they were up to 124 by 4 a.m. And in another weird curiosity thing, in Hofuf, Saudi Arabia, they're just zeroing out all the way across. And what's really, really weird, I mean, this show, The Nowhere Boys, is really kind of starting to freak me out, because if you look at the amulet and the shape of the amulet pattern in that show, and if you watch the show in the first 2 seasons, they show this thing in every single episode. At the point where Hulului stopped being at 0 and it went up, it made a weird curve. And then at the point where Hofuf, Saudi Arabia, stopped having a number to the hertz frequency and went back down to 0 and just went zeroed out all the way, at the point where they intersect is the exact pattern of what was on that amulet in the Nowhere Boys. I saw that, and that happened on September 17th. You can look at it on heartmath.org, and go take a look at Nowhere Boys. You could be like, oh my God. It's like kind of blowing me away right now, actually. So wanted to bring that up. But yeah, Hofuf absolutely zeroed out again. It's completely nothing since the 17th. Weird. Just freaking weird. Now in Lithuania, they started off at midnight at 175, and by 4 a.m. they were at 179 hertz frequency on the Schumann resonance. And Alberta, Canada, the one to watch, 231 at midnight, and went up to 244. 44, there's a nice master number for you. Went up to 244 by 4 a.m. Northland, New Zealand was at 59 hertz frequency at midnight and stayed the same. It didn't even budge from there the whole time. Now, in Hulului, South Africa, the one that was like for weeks at 0, they started off at 115 hertz frequency at midnight and went up to 124 by 4 a.m. Now, California was at 124, and so was Hulului, South Africa. I don't know if that's significant, but I thought I'd mention it, that they both ended up at the same place. Totally weird. I seriously, I don't even know what these numbers mean, but I just know that it's really weird to look at it. All right. Lesson 102 in A Course in Miracles at acim.org is I share God's will for happiness for me. I share God's will for happiness for me. You do not want to suffer. You might think it buys you something. You may still believe a little that it buys you what you want. Yet this belief is surely shaken now. At least enough to let you question it and to suspect it really makes no sense. It is not gone. It has not gone as yet, but lacks the roots that once secured it tightly to the dark and hidden secret places of your mind. Today we try to loose its weakened hold still further and to realize that pain is purposeless, without a cause, and with no power to accomplish anything. It cannot purchase anything at all. It offers nothing and does not exist. Everything you think it offers you is lacking in existence like itself. You have been a slave to nothing. Be you free today to join the happy will of God. Again, that thought is, I share God's will for happiness for me. You have to accept that now as your function and your purpose. Just strive for that happiness, baby. That's the only thing that matters. And speaking of happiness, it would make me happy if you guys would send extra love and light. If you do Reiki, send that. Send your prayers and your well wishes to Greg Prescott of In5D. On Friday the 13th, which was also his father's birthday, he had a heart attack. And he's been shadowed on Facebook and on YouTube and a few different websites. I've been shadowed as well. Not this show, because I am growing in numbers. Thank you guys for listening and telling your friends about the show. But on YouTube, I'm like getting 4 views, 5 views, if at any. Some of my videos literally have 0 views. And that really shouldn't be. When there's 500,000 people listening to the Higher Self channel, and I have 0 views, and I have 500,000 people, and I'm doing the same kinds of topics, it doesn't make any sense that I'm being shadowed out. But YouTube, they're shadowing out people. So, and they've been doing this to Greg, and he puts out a video every single day. And yesterday, I got 2 of his videos, and it was the first time I got one of his videos in 2 months. So he's one of those people that is real. He's genuine. He's growing younger. I mean, if you look at his appearance, you can even see he has dark roots where his hair was gray. Now it's growing in darker at the roots. He's reversing his aging, and he's not even trying. It's just happening automatically. I suspect for you guys it is as well. I encourage you to go look at yourself in the mirror and look at your roots. If you were going gray, you might be going back to black or red or blonde, whatever you were before. So, yeah, just please send your love and light and prayers. He's been feeling emotionally discouraged, and he had a heart attack, and he's happy he's here, but he kind of regrets he didn't take his exit point because he could have died. And but the fact he's out and walking around, it was a mild heart attack, I think, but enough of a wake-up call. And a lot of people that are not feeling their power and they're blocking themselves and not doing the healing work will be starting to feel these kinds of events, like cancer scares, heart attacks, whatever kind of crazy crap, that where the universe is going to just shake you awake. So you're like, oh crap, I better get healthy. I mean, I'm on prednisone again, so that was mine this week. I couldn't breathe a few days ago. Today's my 3rd day on prednisone again, 2nd time this month. And I've had to do like a 6-day protocol of prednisone just to frickin' breathe. I don't know what this is about. I mean, I am eating healthy now every day. I'm eating keto. And I was so tempted to buy cake today, and I didn't do it. I actually have been very good. I haven't had wheat in a couple weeks now. Or maybe a week. I think maybe last No, I had a piece of candy last week. It was molasses candy, so at least it had minerals in it. But I don't know. Just send your love and light to Greg Prescott, please. He's the real deal. He is a good person. His channel is super amazing. He makes the most fabulous tie-dye shirts, and he revealed the secret on the heart attack video. So, for extra money, he makes them, and he teaches, or at least verbally tells you how to make it. His patterns are super cosmic and very really intense, beyond what I've ever seen as far as tie-dye goes. He is a straight up professional, and he lives in Florida. He lives a few blocks from the beach, and he's just a cool person, just a free flowing spirit, and I love him. He's a good person, and that's all I gotta say about that for right now. But yeah, and listen to his channel. He needs more people. He wants to reach more people and wants to feel like he's doing something in the world, and he is. He's such a great inspiration for me. I really like his energy and his spirit, and he's been down, so we all have to buoy each other up, ourselves and everybody up, So, all right, when I come back, I'm going to be channeling Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command. He is a Pleiadian. He comes from the Pleiades, which is also known as the Seven Sisters star system in the sky. You could see it when you go outside. There's 7, like a little cluster of 7 stars together, and they're called the Seven Sisters. He has been working with humanity and channeling through many people. He's alive, and they are from the 5th dimension, and they're all over the planet now, all around us, in their white light ships. And a lot of their ships they have ones that are triangular with rounded edges. They're their bigger ships, and their smaller ships are like round orbs. They look like floating white balloons, but they're energy. They're surrounded by, I want to say it's like a plasma energy. Anyway, I think what he said he wants to bring to you guys tonight, we're going to be talking about energy and managing and experiencing the new energies in the 5th dimension. How are we going to start to handle this? I think that's what he wants to talk about, but I never really know until I get there. So I'm just going to go into trance and start telepathing his message. I'm an indirect channel. I don't allow anyone to take over my body or hop into my body, but I will allow him to telepath his message, and then I'll repeat everything he says. And if there's something he says that I'm not really aware, if I don't think that's really true, it's maybe I'm making it up, I'll stop, ask again, do muscle testing, make sure that that's exactly what he meant to say. That's kind of how that works with me, with channeling. But when I come back, I'm going to hop right into it, because I gave the explanation now and not in the channeling section. So I'll be right back with Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command and the Pleiadian Light Forces right after these messages. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm here. I'm already connected to Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command and the Pleiadian Light Forces. They've been helping humanity with our ascension. There, as if I'm not human. That was weird. I'm already feeling kind of spacey. I did the Ki Asha, where you touch your forehead and you close your eyes and you say Ki Asha 3 times. And that helps your third eye open up more. And now my head is pulsating a little bit. And so we're going to get right into this. Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command and the Pleiadian Light Forces, thank you and welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast. You may begin your transmission now. Oh God, why do I feel like the Lyrans are going to just pop in any moment and butt in again? Lyrans, are you here? Okay, no, they're not. I feel it though. All right, Michael, are you there? We are here, my friends, and we are happy to be back and talking to all of you who listen to the show. We attempt many different channels. We speak through many different places and many people on Earth because we want to reach pockets of people that listen to different vibrational humans so that we can attempt to reach through many different places all the different points on Earth that need to hear our message, basically. You know, you might prefer one Pleiadian channel over another Pleiadian channel, and the messages that get through will be different words, but our energies are always the same, and that is one of ascension. We're always sending higher vibrational light codes. We are always sending you the energy and the means and the ways to upgrade your DNA and increase yourself on every level, from your cellular to your auric to your chakra system. Every way that we can possibly lift and raise up each and every one of you, we will do it. We are doing it. So we're sending you the downloads, the upgrades, the light codes, and all those things, all those words we see you guys, we hear you guys use. We wish always for you to know that first and foremost, we consider you as our brothers and our sisters. Your cultures very much are similar to our cultures back home in the Pleiades, and we have been in and around Earth with the ability to travel to your world for a long time, for millennia actually, and we have been a part of or witnessed various points in your history and various points in your awakening stages. And it has been very, very exciting. Now, when I say we, I don't mean me personally. I am not personally thousands and thousands of years old. But we have in our history books things written about human history. A lot of our scientists and what you would consider to be like anthropologists, or in some cases archaeologists, our scientists have traveled long and far to many different planets, the far reaches of our galaxy and beyond. And we've been studying other cultures and other planets for thousands of years, and we have in our history books our viewpoint of what these worlds look like, how they've grown and evolved. And by studying and researching how other cultures on other planets grow and evolve, it has helped us to see ourselves in a different light, with a different perspective, and it gives new meaning for us as Pleiadians. We want to understand what it means to be a species on a planet over a long period of time. We are extremely interested in the evolvement of different species, for lack of a better word at the moment. I mean, we don't look upon you as mere animals trapped in the zoo cage of Earth. We don't think of you as that. But we just like to watch the evolvement of, well, bipedal bipedal beings. I can't say that the beings on all planets are Homo sapiens, because that's specifically you. But when we say bipedal beings, we mean people that have normal, what we consider, what we and you also consider normal, 2 arms, 2 legs, a torso, and a head. We have not. Are you saying that we have not? Yeah, we have not gone out of our way to study beings that are like octopi, for example, even though they do exist in the universe. We have been more interested in studying beings on other planets that are most like us, if that makes sense. It's not that we are completely freaked out by octopus people or people that look a lot different. That's not the reason. It's just that we want to see species that very closely look like us, to see, I guess in a way it's a comparative study. How did we evolve? How did they evolve? How long did it take you guys? How long did it take our species? How long did it take those people? We're very interested in this, and our scientists have spent a couple thousand years studying these things. We have been very active in some cases in helping certain planets to grow and evolve, and Earth is no exception to that rule. We have been there. When Easter Island was built, we have been there when the pyramids were built. We were there when Mu existed, and when Atlantis fell into the ocean, we were there. When the first language was spoken, our scientists were so excited. And you know that the whole time, our spirituality has always been intact. We've grown in our understanding of spiritual things, but we've always sent love and light and prayers. We've always had well wishes positive energy that we've sent towards your planet, Terra. You call your planet Earth, we call it Terra. You call us Pleiadians, and that's a word that we use when we describe ourselves to you, but we have our own language, and you wouldn't really understand it and totally unless you've downloaded the Pleiadian light language, and then in that case maybe you would understand it a little bit. But we wanted to come tonight and talk to you about light, the force and energy of light, and we wanted to talk to you about energy management. Energy management and the force of light, and the light forces, if you will. So, if you can imagine, as you are learning and growing in the way of the Ascension, as you are now in the 5th dimension and you are becoming evolved, you are a light evolved being. So what we wish for you to visualize and imagine as you walk around your day, whether inside or outside your homes, or inside or outside your workplaces, whatever you do, wherever you are during the day, when you're walking around, we want you to imagine there is a giant pillar of light that comes from very, 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 very high up in the sky. Imagine it goes up a couple thousand feet. And it's a pillar that surrounds your body completely and extends past your body 2 to 3 feet in all directions. And if you wish to imagine it being the color, almost like a golden honey amber color, and it's sending you golden light mixed with white light. And this energy is coming from Divine, Prime Creator, who created all of us, not just Earthlings. Prime Creator created everybody, even the octopi people. So we wish for you to imagine that this pillar of light protects and surrounds and strengthens you. This is going to help you have a greater resolve spiritually, and is going to help you focus your creative energies and efforts. It is going to help you feel your personal sovereign power. We heard you use that word in the beginning of the show. Sovereignty is a very deep divine concept. You are your own king. You are your own queen. However you wish to look at it, you are your own royalty, and the best, highest vibrational road you can be on has been called Raja Yoga, which is the royal road to union with God. We wish for you to walk in the light. So what we are telling you is, when you walk with this pillar surrounding you, you are literally walking in the light of God. We want you to be aware of your spiritual connections. We want you to be always in constant contact with them, your beings, your spiritual beings that are with you. We wish for your completeness. You must be restored back to whole. You must be made whole. And one of the ways you're going to do this is manage your energy. And as you manage your energy, you're walking in the light. And the more you walk in the light, like attracts like. Remember your scientific principles. Light attracts light. Like attracts like. The more you walk in the light, the more you become a light being. We wish for you to sit in quiet contemplation and meditation every day. When you think about it, we want you to do it, or try to make a habit of doing it every day. Every day at the same time is easiest. It's the easiest way to form a habit. If you want to formulate a happier, more divine, more in tune lifestyle, this is probably the better way to go about it, is to have a set time. Maybe set an alarm. It goes off every day. Maybe you keep your curtain open a little bit so the sun wakes you up every morning. It won't be exactly at the same time, but you will be on time as far as the sun is concerned. If the sunlight can wake you up by shining in your eyes. Some people consider this a rude awakening. However, a lot of people really enjoy the energy of your star. And so, however you wish to do this, that might be a way, or maybe before you go to bed every night, as long as it's at the same time. And when you sit in meditation and contemplation, what we wish for you to imagine is all of your chakras spinning at a healthy rate, all equal in their spinning at the same exact rate. Feel the chakra in the center of the earth that's below your feet. Feel the chakras reaching up to the 12th chakra at the top. And we want you to notice the lines of energy coming out of the chakras, and we want you to notice how they are like circles around your body. We want you to further notice that they become like planetary shells. You have to start thinking 3-dimensionally, 4th-dimensionally, and 5th-dimensionally. We are transmitting the image of this now. If you wish to receive it faster, say, I wish to receive that transmission now. It will come to you right now. If you close your eyes, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. Guys, that's me, Elena, talking. So, Michael. So, when you imagine the first chakra would be the tightest sphere, closest to your body. Your second chakra would be the next one out. And on and on and on until you have 12 shells around your body. What else in your world has something like this? Some of you might be saying M&Ms. Or some of your candies have a hard shell around the center, right? It's not exactly round, but a little bit. But what else in the world has shells? We want you to think in terms of as above, so below, as below, so above. Look at an electron. Look at an electron microscope. Look at a molecule, a chemical compound under an electron microscope. There's a shell. It's like the nucleus in the center, and then you have your outer shell, which is an electron, and it's more like a force field of energy because it's not actually like a hard, crusty outer candy shell like an M&M. But it's more like that's the space that energy, those electrons, that plasma, that's the energy that holds. It holds that energy. So your first chakra holds the closest one to you because your survival is like the closest, to your biggest goal. If you're going to live on this planet, you must survive. So that's the closest to you. And as you get farther and farther expanded out, the farthest shell or electric force field, energetic and plasma force field, the farthest one out is your 12th chakra, which is completely surrounding all of the other force fields of all the other chakras. So as you see the 12th shell, we want you to feel protected 100%. Now, hopefully all these chakras will be spinning at the same rate. You can walk in this golden pillar of light and ask that is so, and it is the case. Ask that all of your chakras are open. Ask that all of your chakras are spinning at the correct rates. Because while the chakras are in your body, the energy fields that they create when they are healthy and in a high vibratory state of existence, they create these energy electric shells around your body. And you have 12 of them. And they extend pretty far out, which is why when people think about you, you feel it or sense it. And the next day or 2 days later, they will show up at your door, or they'll call you, or you'll run into them. You'll be out somewhere in like downtown or something, and you'll run into them. And when you do, it always feels like such a shock, doesn't it? But it shouldn't, because your force field, each force field that's surrounding your body from each of your chakras, it's about 2 to 3 feet wide each. And the energy of it radiates out even further still. So you each have, at least when all of your chakras are activated, when you only have your 7 chakras activated or your 4 chakras activated, you only have 4 shells that are fully formed. So as you open up each individual chakra, the shell becomes more formed. Okay, all right, guys, this is me, Elena, talking. He just asked me if there's a candy, a different kind of candy reference I can think about that has different colors. And what I thought about was the amazing gobstopper. Do you remember amazing gobstoppers? They're also known as jawbreakers because they're extremely hard candy shells, one on top of each other, and they're each different. They're like a wide variety of color. And when we were little kids, I remember eating these and licking them off, and every few seconds we're pulling them out of our mouths and looking at them to see what color they are. What are they next? Ooh, it's purple there. Ooh, I got a blue layer. Ooh, now it's green. Ooh, now it's orange. Oh, mine's hot pink. I don't know if you guys remember these, but jawbreakers and the amazing gobstoppers. And the big ones are white, and they have like a confetti appearance on the outside, like 4 or 5 different colors, dots on them, spots. And then as you lick them, then underneath they're different colors. They're built in layers, like a candy version of an onion. So I'm showing him this so he can understand. So you got it, Michael? Okay, he's back with his message now. Okay, Michael, go ahead. This amazing gobstopper, this is very much like your energy. And it's obviously in the center, it's just you, but that is a very good point of reference to imagine it's just one shell on top of another, on top of another, on top of top of another. It's perfect. It's a perfect metaphor or representation of what it looks like. And we could see through your layers, it's not solid like a jawbreaker, but it's rainbow forms. It looks like rainbows because we see all the different colors. You are, you're becoming rainbow people. And we're not talking about the rainbow gatherings, which we are aware of and we love this idea of people freely getting together just for the purposes of knowing each other and just hanging out and loving each other and living with a happy, beautiful vibe. But your skin is becoming crystalline based. Your energy, your bodies are becoming crystalline based as you move up in dimension. And as you move up, your skin is turning different colors. Little miniature rainbows appear in your skin under the sun, which we are aware that you are now aware of. You can look under a magnifying glass app. Why did I hear microscopic? It is microscopic, but so he's saying if you look under a magnifying glass application on your phones, under the sunlight, you are going to be amazed at what you see. And if you look every couple weeks, it's just going to get more and more so as you let go of your former life and your former selves. And you grow into your new rainbow divine human self. We find this really rather beautiful. You're going to start noticing there's a sheen to your skin that wasn't before, where it feels more smooth. And it's just an outward sign of your inner growth. It's an outward sign of your spiritual development and your coming into your human divine blueprint, which is a phrase we heard Elena speak yesterday. And so we would like to use that phrase again because it is extremely accurate. You have a divine human blueprint. Yet you were building your life according to that plan. You were building it according to the human karma blueprint. You just had a human blueprint, and that's all you were following. And then you had your life book, your plans things you're going to do and people you're going to meet and experiences you were going to experience before you were born. You had that. And you're more like a karmic human, but now you are a divine human. Walk in the light, my brothers. Walk in the light, my sisters. Walk in that golden pillar of light. Feel the warmth shining on you in all moments. Hone your ability to maintain your awareness in each moment. You need to manage your energy now. As you become aware of your 12 chakras, you're going to feel a little bit upset or unbalanced, energetically speaking, at times until you have achieved the energy state of equilibrium, homeostasis, if you will. We want you to be aware that the energies that surround the planet, such as the pink clouds from a few days ago, a lot of these energies that are being sent to Earth right now, most of them are to soothe and hold you, energetically speaking, help you to let go of stuff. But a lot of the energies that will be sent, they're going to start bombarding the Earth really soon, more so, more rapid than they were before, because they have to wake up the sleeping humans. the unawakened ones, the unenlightened ones. They're not enlightened because they're living in darkness, very much like when you are asleep at night in the dark. There are many humans on the planet currently asleep in the dark, the spiritual dark, that is. So we are trying very hard to deflect the energy from the prime energy source, the grand central sun, in the center of all universes and center of our universe and all universes. We are deflecting with our ships through the portal of your sun, which we've been doing for a while. We are directing this energy to help you grow faster, 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 faster. Because we know once you hit the level at which you are fully ascended, then you may take a break and you'll be so much better off. You're going to stop and turn around and look back on where you've been. And it is going to blow your mind. This is what we wish for you, that you'll be so over the top pleased with yourselves for having gone through so much heartache and struggle and stress, and then you just accepted the light and became enlightened. Your story, your human history, your human story is an incredible journey to behold. Someday, we will share our information with you about your own human story. Many things that occurred throughout your history were not even recorded, but they were by us, a lot of the things anyway. And we cannot wait to share our knowledge on these subjects with you. We don't have enough time tonight, but at some point in the future, we can see that this will happen. We will come back. And we might just tell you that, or we might tell you another tale. We would love to delight you with some of our parables someday. But we wanted you to know that in your human race, you have the seeds of many races in your own DNA. You have locked in your DNA the seeds of many, many, many different races. And we're not just talking human and Pleiadian. We're different parts, humans from different parts of the world. We consider that humans are one race. We are talking about you have inside you the DNA for over 1,000 extraterrestrial races. Your bodies were used as a storehouse for the information. And some of the DNA is being unlocked now. Some of it's not meant to, and it won't be. But as you awaken, a lot of you have the star seeds from worlds that you came from first, or worlds that you've lived on before. And that part of your DNA, because it energetically resonates with where your soul has been before, that part of your DNA will unlock. And you will, if you were Pleiadian in the beginning, and you have Pleiadian in your physical DNA, your abilities, Pleiadians speaking, you'll have Pleiadian abilities. We want you to contemplate that for a moment. If you had Lyran qualities, you lived on Lyran in Vega star system before, and you were Lyran in another life, then maybe you're going to have qualities of the Lyrans. You might have qualities of the Haydarans, whose world no longer exists. We're seeing this in Elena's subconscious mind because she just watched the Cosmic Empress channel talking about the Haydarans. But a lot of you do have that DNA, and we see it in you. And if you are absolutely in love with being in love, or in love with the idea of love, you very well might be a Haydaran. We knew the Haydaran people, and we really loved them. We had a lot of exchanges with them. And then as their world blew up and they were reincarnated, a lot of them decided to come help Earth in the future Ascension. And so there are children of children of children of Haydar there. Many generations of Haydarans were reincarnated into the human divine blueprint form. And when they awaken and come into who they truly are, the abilities of the Haydarans will be with them. So we wanted you guys to know that a lot of you do have magic inside, ancient, old magic that does come from your human world, but many of you also have the DNA from various species all around, and as you resonate certain frequencies, that unlocks certain energies and vibrations and abilities. We want you to know that as well. We wish for you always to manage your energy and keep it as high vibration as possible. If your energy ever starts to drop below a certain level, we will beam high-pitched frequencies to your ears to help you raise your vibration higher, where you can feel less pain, less physical, less emotional pain, and less problems of the body, such as allergies or what have you. But you will have less connection to the negativity of disease or dis-ease, which is a good thing. We want you to know that we do come to Earth, we do surround your planet at all times with love and light. We are beaming so much love to your world in any given second. We want you to know that it's okay to open up to this energy, this love, and when you feel it, you're going to recognize it as your own. Love from other planets do not feel different. Love is love is love is love. Love is God, God is love. It's the same energy with which your sun shines upon your earth, radiating love. The sun loves the planet it shines upon, and all of the inhabitants therein, or in this case thereon, or in some cases therein, because you have a couple alien races living inside your planet, including inside your ocean. But we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We don't want to freak out some of you. So rest assured, they're not evil beings that live in the earth or under the ocean. Most of them are scientists, and they enjoy looking at the enormous amount of species on your planet, especially the scientists who live in the ocean. Your world is one of the most diverse worlds ever, because you've heard of Noah's Ark. 2 of every animal, no matter how small, was on the ark to preserve all the species on the planet. Well, my dear friends, we wish to tell you that your planet is an ark. We wanted you to save for us and everybody that participated in this grand project a long, long time ago. We brought our animals to your world and hoped that they would all get along. And the ones that did get along are still here today, most of them, except for the ones, of course, that have gone extinct because their group soul of their species have decided to move on to the next highest dimension without you guys. So, but your world is like a repository for, it's like an Akashic living library and a genetic living library for many, 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 many worlds. Some of the worlds no longer exist. So it's a good thing that the species that they brought to planet Earth were allowed to grow and thrive here. Did you know that there is a planet of all whales and dolphins, all the cetaceans? That's where they come from. They were brought here in case something ever happened to their world. And they were brought here to keep the high vibrational energy up by their cooing and their singing and their clicking and their series of sounds that they make. It raises the vibration of your planet. Did you know that? Many species were brought here to raise the vibration of the planet. And many of them have. Most of them, in fact, have. Crickets and frogs in the night. You know this stuff. We know that you have went over this stuff before. You've gone over this information before. But what you maybe didn't know is that a lot of these creatures came from other worlds. And they're blessings on the worlds that they came from because they raised their vibration too. We are sensing and feeling that the energy of this lesson time is soon over. We have boundless energy and a limitless love for humanity, and we wished we could talk for many hours, 4 to 6 hours more. We'd be willing to tell you a lot more. But we understand that these hours are limited sometimes, and for this reason we will promise to come back again with more information, and we will bring out the information as it is needed. But for now, we just wish for you to imagine that those shells, those layers of energetic fields around each individual chakra and how they all fit in together. Keep your mind on all 12 chakras when you meditate. Imagine that they're opening up. Ask your higher self to help you open them up. They will open up in time when you are ready to contemplate the deeper mysteries of the space, time, and the universe, and all those wonderful, intense concepts. As you open up your chakras, you're going to know the secrets. You're going to know, perhaps, how to live forever without dying and being reborn over and over again. You will see people's auras and the auras of plants, and you will know in a heartbeat everybody's sorrow and trauma and joy and heartbreak and beauty and love and passion just by looking at their aura. And that's coming. You're going to have many, many abilities coming online, and that's one of them. This will bring about a sweeter, safer world as you have more love and compassion for others. And this is coming. It's coming very, very soon. We see it very, very soon that this will be your world. It will not be what you recognize from your past days or your past years. We want you to know that There's always an energy of peace. There's always the energy of sovereignty. There's always the energy of being 100% way more than okay. That energy is here now. You just have to tap into it. Don't forget to smile every day. Laugh as often as you can in love with a pure, open, compassionate heart. Live life with the energy of success and ability and trust in the universe. Delight in the little pleasures and joys as they come into your energy field and pop into your path. Don't forget to be kind to strangers. A little kindness goes a long way in the fifth dimension. If you try to practice random acts of kindness, you are going to be amazed at how much faster your block and your neighborhood and your town and your state will change. And soon your country and soon the world. I am Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command, coming to you from the Pleiadian light forces that currently surround Earth so that we can give you our highest, best, most loving and compassionate and understanding vibrations. We lift ourselves up while we lift you up. Don't forget, my friends, to walk in the light. You are our brothers and sisters in this light, and we really love you. So with that, we put our hands together and we bow our heads to you. And we say, we'll say it in your language, but in our language is something different a little bit, but we bow and honor the God spark inside of you that we each have because we all are one. We bow in honor and remembrance that we are all the same. We are one being with one heart. There's one heart that beats between all of us. And we honor God's decision to make us all different. And we honor God's decision to make us all unique. And we honor every one of you. We always wish that you walk in the light. You walk with peace, love, joy, happiness, and harmony. Thank you for listening to my message tonight. Any one of you may connect with us, just ask. We will be there energetically for you in a heartbeat. So that's it, my friends. We're signing off. I'd like to be disconnected from Michael Ashtar, or Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command and the Pleiadian Light Forces. Am I connected? Okay, good. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak, and any questions or comments or anything at all, ideas for upcoming shows. And also, please don't forget to send in your ghost stories, any information, any stories you've had of spirits haunting you, whether they're a relative or just a random ghost you saw, even if it's a ghost cat or a ghost dog or a ghost horse. I want to hear your ghost stories for Metaphysical Ghost Speak that we will start to do once a year on Halloween every year in honor of the great Art Bell tradition of Ghost to Ghost AM that he used to do. I think that they kept that up on the show, but I wanted to do the same thing. So if you want to send your messages by voice, anchor.fm/metaphysical. Send me your stories speaking out loud, and I will put them on the air on Halloween. Or if you wish to send an email to me, I will read that on the air in my scariest voice and my scariest laugh. I might have to work on that a bit. And also, for December, I am seeking stories about meeting the real Santa Claus, the real energy and spirit of St. Nicholas himself, the jolly old fat man that delivers cheer and love and compassion around the world. Every year at Christmas. I have a couple stories I'm going to share with you during December, and I want to share your stories as well. Again, you could send them by voice or email to metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com. That's all I got to say about that now, guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being on this ascension journey with me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, favoriting, and telling all of your Facebook groups. And if you have a big list on Instagram, thank you for sharing with those people too about the show. We need to spread the word and get out the message that this show is in existence. I need to grow the show so that it can keep going. I need to be able to support myself with the listenership. So please spread the word about my show, because my show is really and truly all about you, all of us sharing this divine experience together in this, our times of the human, divine human ascension. We're here at the brink of our spiritual evolution. We are at the very pinnacle of it now. And I want to help awaken the people who are still snoozing. We want everyone to wake up and enjoy and experience the freshness. That is the fifth dimension. So that's all I got to say about that right now, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But now, I'm signing off. I'm signing off with peace and love and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, guys, peace. Do you ever wish you could look into the next chapter in your book of life and see what's coming next? What does the universe have in store for you? I can help you with that. I will give you a Celtic cross reading, which is 10 cards, or you can ask me 3 questions, and I use 3 cards per question. So that's 9 cards, or I can channel your higher guidance, or maybe God directly for you. Maybe you want to talk to your dear departed Aunt Edna, because maybe you have a few questions and she was the smartest person you knew. If your deceased relatives are available or your ascended masters, I can channel them for you personally. Let me have 1 hour to show you the future in your next chapter of your book of life. Readings are $75, and it takes me 1 hour to 1.5 hours to complete. And for this price, you will also be hooked up to the healing grid around the planet for free, which means yours truly, me, I will be giving you Reiki 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life. All you have to do is let me know. metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, and we will explore your future together.